Okay.
But I hope none of my friends join because that's going to be a little awkward. But
Right.
anyway, hi, nice to meet you. I've been watching your lives for like the last week and a half, and I'm kind of obsessed.
Okay.
And I didn't think I needed your help until fucking now.
Talk to him. What's going on?
Okay, so well, I know I requested. They're trying to be mean, but whatever.
Don't read the Don't read the chat. It's going to distract you.
Okay, so long story short, I've been friends with this guy for like 6 years, right?
Uh huh.
He's been trying to actively get with me, and I like never really saw him that way. A little bit of a backstory is that I was with a boyfriend, and at the time, he knew that this friend was trying to get at me, so I had to cut him off, and I blocked him, right, out of respect for my boyfriend at the time. And so now we reconnected. Basically, he like had a friend reach out to me through DM to like reconnect with me because obviously he was blocked. He can't like reach out to me, right? So he reached out through a friend, and then we reconnected. Long story short, we hung out for a week, and we got intimate.
Okay.
And now he is just being like weird, which, okay, like let me explain why he's being weird, because after the week, you know, like whatever happened, he was still showing like a lot of affection. Like he ordered massages to the house. Like he was just being very affectionate, right? So I don't feel like it's a case of like, oh, you got what you wanted and you dipped, because okay, see, now the comments are doing too much.
You can't focus on the comments. I promise you.
Yeah, but then he's asking me to dinner after, and then he went ghost for like a day and a half. So then I got fucking weirded out because how are you gonna ask me to dinner and then you're gonna go ghost on me? Like, why did you ask me to dinner in the first place, right? So then he reaches back out to me after like a day and a half, and he's like, "Oh, I got really sick. I need you to take me to the hospital. Blah blah blah," and like sends me a screenshot of his like appointment that he made for today. So I just don't really know what I'm supposed to think, to be honest. Like, that's where I'm at.
Okay. So this
I
was
honestly don't even really, like, I don't understand, honestly, the question I'm trying to ask you either, I guess. More so, like, what should I think of the situation?
gotcha. So this was a friend of yours
Yeah.
who you met how long ago?
I'm sorry?
How long ago did you meet him?
Like 6 years ago.
Okay. How'd y'all meet?
Through a friend.
Okay. And was he trying to get with you ever since he met you, or did it kind of progressively get to that place?
It, like, progressively got to that point. Like, at first we were friends, and then he started throwing comments like, oh, she's so pretty, blah, blah. And then, like, eventually he just started being super open about it.
Okay. Okay. And then your last boyfriend was uncomfortable with the connection, so then you just stopped engaging him?
Yeah. Well, what happened was that me and my boyfriend were sitting there, and then all of a sudden he texted me saying, "I'm trying to steal you from your man's."
Mm.
And so then, obviously, you know, the boyfriend at the time was like, "No, fuck this."
Right. Right. So did you like block him after that?
Yeah. I mean, I had to. I
Right.
just blocked him, and I didn't really care to block him either, because at the time I didn't really seem like that either.
Gotcha. Okay. So you blocked him for how long?
6 years.
6 years. Oh wow. So how did y'all
That's what I'm saying.
how
Pretty
did
consistent.
how did y'all reconnect?
He had his friend DM me on Instagram and tell me to unblock him.
Okay. And then when you unblocked him, what happened?
I asked him what he wanted, and he was like, why are you being so rude?" And I was like, "Because I'm not sure what you need." And then he just like kind of started talking to me a little bit. He was being nicer, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually he was like, "We should go out to eat." And then we went out to eat, and then one thing led to another. And then we were just like hanging out every day for like a week.
Okay. So you had him blocked for 6 years, and then he randomly had a friend come and say, "Unblock me."
Yeah.
Interesting. Did you just have him blocked like text, or did you have him blocked on social media as well?
No, on everything, text and socials.
Did y'all still see each other out and about?
No, we don't go to the same areas.
Okay. Okay. The friend who reached out, did he follow you? Was he following you?
No, I didn't even know that friend.
Well, that's interesting. Would it be just completely out of your world for 6 years and then randomly it's just Trying to message you. Okay. And okay, so y'all went out. Did y'all sleep together that night when y'all went out?
No, we slept together maybe like 3 days later.
Okay. 3 days later. And then y'all continued seeing each other after you slept together?
Yeah.
So like you slept together 3 days later, and then on the day after that y'all saw each other again?
Yeah, I slept at the house.
Okay. Did you sleep together again?
Yeah.
Okay. So have you slept with each other every time you've seen each other after the first time?
No.
Okay. So at what point did you notice a difference in behavior?
And okay, well, there's like a couple more parts to this. I'm a dancer, and so I dropped that bomb on him after like 6 years of knowing him. So I feel like that's also maybe like playing a part in it.
I would say so. Yeah. So he didn't know you weren't a
Yeah.
dancer before when y'all
No,
met.
I wasn't.
Okay. Yeah, that plays a big role here,
So
though.
I don't know, and so then like that's the thing. Like, I had to go to work, and then like I don't know. I just feel like it's like a lot for him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
So,
your average guy is not
but
going
I
to be
had told him that when I first even reconnected with him, so it wasn't like I was like hiding stuff, you know, like I.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with it. Like, that's good that you told him
Yeah.
that, right? So it's not a matter of hiding, but remember with men, and I'm sure women are the same, you can always get demoted, right? So someone can have like long long-term intentions with you, learn a new piece of information, and then demote you to fun, right? And when you're demoted
Right.
to the fun category, then you just become the fun person to have around. But you'll never be taken seriously. Not to say that you'll never be taken seriously with what you do for a living with anybody. Like, sure, there's people out there that are okay with that, but it's just the pool is a lot smaller.
True. Yeah, so I should just let it go, huh?
I would.
All right. Well, that answered my question.
All right, love. Well, best of luck to you.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too. Yeah, but certain careers, there's definitely a price that you pay. Certainly a price that you pay. But yeah, I mean, also like you gotta look at optics too, right? So let's say, okay, you're a dancer, right? But then also sleeping with him that quickly didn't help your case. Or probably be the better approach in a situation like that is to go the complete opposite direction. So it's like, okay, I'm a dancer, but you're gonna wait for this ass, right? Because I don't get down like that. Going in the opposite direction will create more like a dynamic experience. Like, okay, well, she seems to be doing this just for a job, but I can't really put her into that like bucket, right? But you dance and you slept with him relatively quickly. He's 100% gonna look at you as a fun time. Any man would, because you're acting incongruent. Your actions are congruent with the assumption he made about you. So if there's any other dancers in the chat, I would yeah. The 6 year shit is fishy though. The 6 year shit is fishy. I don't know about that one. I'm not saying that she's like lying or anything, but there may be something she's unaware of. You don't just be blocked on everything and then randomly reach back out to somebody. There's something that happened to make him reestablish that connection. Something happened that is probably outside of her awareness. Hell yeah, who's this? There's this book. Was this the guy from Instagram? My man. I doubt it. Names don't match. He saw her dancing. That's what I thought. Or his friend saw her dancing. Something happened. Yeah, how soon after breaking up with your boyfriend did he reach out? I meant to ask you that. Whoever said that in the chat, good catch. Because if it was like right after you broke up with your boyfriend, that would be very suspicious. Very suspicious. Anyway, I'm sure, love, you'll get many DMs from the call though. Yeah, so you broke up 2 years ago. Okay, all right, no worries. How many? Real quick, Molly. How many DMs have you gotten since you just called? How many DMs from this live have you gotten in the last 5 minutes? Very curious. What was other shorty that called in? She was like in the kink community. And while she was on the live, she got like 20 DMs. I need my fellas to lock in. I need my fellas to lock in. I told y'all the strategy. I told y'all the strategy. Strategy is, I'm going to tell y'all the strategy and it's still going to work. Even though everyone's listening to it. You win the venue. Remember, I keep telling y'all boys that. Win the venue. Y'all keep trying to like, sometimes you got to learn how to play the long game. Y'all are trying to beeline to the woman. Fucks you up. Better approach. If I was in your position here in this chat, what I would do is I would engage in the chat. I would just be a regular figure in the chat, either putting thoughtful comments or funny comments. Either add value intellectually and capture the sapiosexuals. You know what I mean? Get the sapiosexuals on your side. All the women who are like, oh, he's so smart. Oh, I love a smart man. Get them. Or you go the opposite direction, just be funny. Best if you could do both. If you could do both, you're really gonna kill it. If you could be smart and funny, come on. Mwah, chef's kiss. Especially if you're also attractive. Anyway, so do that. Put that in the chat. Do it over time. Engage with people as they are engaged in the chat, right? Then shoot. Y'all blowing your load too quickly. Too quickly. The long game. There's times for the short game. But the long game is what you want to play. All right? Now, they all heard me tell y'all this, and it still works. All the women just heard me tell y'all this, and I promise you it still works. Just trust me on this, okay? Trust me. All right. Step 1, don't be chopped. That is also incredibly important. But you can be chopped, just take a good picture. You could be chopped, just take like really good pictures. You have to understand, it's not all women. With a lot of women, when they like your energy and your vibe and your personality, that shit, it's like you have a beauty filter on. It's like you have a beauty filter on. That's how that works. You ever seen, don't blame me if it doesn't work right. You ever seen a woman be like, she's with a guy who's not that great looking, right? And then her friends are like, they don't get it. They're like, him? And she's like, yeah, what's wrong? And then maybe her friends like tell her that he's not that attractive. And she disagrees with her friends, right? Then they break up. And then she's like, oh, they were right. What was I thinking? That whole phenomenon, that's because his behavior, his aura, changed how she perceived him. They're not like us. They're not like us. His behavior, his aura, changed how she perceived him. It's almost like he was walking around with a beauty filter on. They broke up. When they broke up, his behavior no longer influenced her perception and she could see him objectively. And that's when she was like, I was tripping, right? That's how that works. So a lot of you are thinking that because men are primarily visual, that women are also primarily visual. They are visual, right? Women do care about looks. It's just not the only thing. There's more there. The way they become attracted is more complicated. There's more variables that they weigh. There's more variables that they weigh. We're more simplistic in terms of the variables that we weigh, right? They weigh more variables. So like, you could be funny and a woman's like, I do like his sense of humor, right? To us, if I don't know, if Queen Latifah right now made me laugh, all she getting out of me is a laugh. That's all she getting out of me. Prom Queen Latifah could probably get a little bit more. Queen Latifah right now, ha ha he he. Thanks for the good times. I must bid you a good day. That's all she's getting. I don't know why I thought of Queen Latifah right then, but yes, I'm sticking by it. I stand 10 toes down with that example. Yes, that's all she's getting. We're different, man. We're different. All right. Any more questions? Somebody like requested and then dipped out. Queen Latifah is fine. She's a little older now, man. And then she had like masculine presentation. It's not my vibe, not my cup of tea. Prom Queen Latifah though, yeah, she was a looker. Still not really my cup of tea, but like definitely wasn't unattractive. She's an attractive woman. For sure. For sure. Normally I use Whoopi Goldberg as an example. People always got mad at me using Whoopi Goldberg as an example. I'm like, and what's wrong with Whoopi? You know what's wrong with Whoopi. You know what's wrong with Whoopi. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. I'm not gonna play stupid over here. Let me see. Is this the guy? All right. Nice. I like that. See, look, damn, not too much on Whoopi. Whoopi didn't do nothing. It's just like it's an inside joke with the chat because I done brought Whoopi up a lot. I done brought Whoopi up so many times. I got banned for live for 3 days talking about Whoopi. I was talking about Whoopi and Tyler Perry. They kicked me off this bitch for 3 days. I said, oh, Tyler must have some money invested in TikTok. Prom Whoopi won't bad either. Someone said that in the chat last time I brought it up and I went and looked. I was like, you know what? Yeah, Miss Seeley can, yeah. Gotta be the right angle though. It gotta be like past 11 p.m. I just took a shower, a little soap in my eye, and I ain't paid the light bill. If all of those things came together, Whoopi can get hit. Whoopi could get hit. All right, any more questions? If you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, problem pertaining to dating and relationships, request up and I will solve your issue. Also, if you want your 1 hour coaching call, this icon right here, hit that button. It looks like it below. Shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. For people who have already had their calls booked, remember the implementation package. That's 3 30-minute calls you get with me so we can go deeper and start applying the stuff that we talked about in the first call. You can also get that. Okay? Whoopi fans in shambles right now. Can you recommend places to meet men organically? So what I always tell people to do is to put themselves in static environments, right? There's 2 types of environments where you can meet people: static environments and dynamic environments, right? So dynamic environments are environments where every time you go, you see different people. It's not ideal. A dynamic environment is not ideal. Why? One, because they normally optimize for short-term dynamics, right? If you meet someone at like a club or a bar, somewhere like that, a party, there's a higher likelihood that they just want hit it and quit it. Just trying to tap that ass. Okay. Also, if a guy is not like tooted and booted, right? If a guy is not in the mood to approach or feels like approaching that day, he doesn't feel necessarily confident on that day, he may not approach you. If he saw you again, he might approach you, but in a dynamic environment, you kind of got to, act right then and there. So it's just a bad situation. A static environment is different though. A static environment, you see the same people every time you go. Historically, static environments are how we've successfully entered into relationships. Why? A couple of reasons. One, you benefit from what is called the mirror exposure effect. The mirror exposure effect is essentially means every touch point, every time you interact with a person, you can start to develop more of a liking towards them because familiarity can open the door to attraction. Two, because you see the person every day, a man who probably wouldn't have approached you off of seeing you the first time may approach you after seeing you like the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th time, right? So you increase the odds of being approached in the first place. So some of you ladies who have like the resting bitch face, in a dynamic environment, that's a turnoff, right? The guy may think that you're not going to be friendly. But in a static environment, they start to see your softness a bit more. They may see you smile one day or engage somebody socially one day. And they may get the vibe like, oh, she's actually friendly. She just has like the RBF, and then approach you, right? You also benefit from reputation. When people know that they're going to have to see you again, or your people know their people know your people, they start to engage in reputation management. When they know they're going to take a reputational hit, they start to treat people better. So you start to have more positive dating experiences, right? You see less ghosting, things of that nature. Okay? So static environments are going to be way more effective than dynamic environments. And they also filter for the type of person that you want to connect with. So let's say you want to connect with a woman or man who is more fit. Okay, well then put yourself in environments that select for that type of person. Maybe you pick the gym or hiking community, right? Like there was a woman who told me that she wanted a man to be a bit more ambitious and she was having a hard time finding that person. So I said, well, maybe you should try something like Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a club that helps you with public speaking. A man who's in that environment is likely going to be more ambitious because ambitious people tend to want to learn how to publicly speak, right? So the environment actually selects for the traits that you are attracted to. It's so much better of an approach. The biggest issue here is a lot of people are not intentional with how they go about dating. They're just not intentional. There's no plan. There's no strategy. There's just a throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. That's ineffective. Have a plan. Have a strategy. Okay? Well, cute men are going to Toastmasters. Why would you assume that no one attractive is going to Toastmasters? I was in Toastmasters. That's how I know about it. But I'm confused as to what point you're making. People want to publicly speak. That's a very important skill to have. ChatGPT told me to use my son's activities and be social with the parents. That's fine, but again, it doesn't select for a particular lifestyle. Right? So in that CC, your example, it doesn't filter for certain qualities. The only quality it's filtering for is like the person being a parent. So if you wanted to date someone who also had children, then yeah, that would make sense. Do you agree that most successful relationships are ones where the man likes the woman more? No, I think that's a low paradigm way of thinking. I think some of the happiest people or happiest couples don't even have that question. It's not even a thought that they have. It's not a thought. I can't even see myself thinking like, well, who loves who more? One, it will depend on the day, especially when you're talking about like a long-term relationship. And two, I've only seen single women make that point because women in relationships tend not to like clingy men. So I guess it will be because what I hear when I hear that is like, oh, the man is anxiously attached. That's what I hear, right? The man's anxiously attached. Okay. Well, if you're single, you may fantasize about a man who's up under you all day because that's just a fantasy. The reality of it, though, I don't know many women who want a man up in their ass all day. The actual experience of that tends to not be what they like. I'm anxious and have BPD, so I feel bad for my partners. Anxious and BPD. Shit. Prayers in the chat. Prayers up. What about an introvert? How do you date? Introversion has nothing to do with your social skills. Correlates, right? But introversion is just like how you charge your batteries. You can be a social introvert. You're basically saying possibly that you're shy. And are you a guy? No, you're a woman. Okay, that's a good thing. I'm glad to see that you're a woman and not a man. Um, so yeah, you're gonna have to practice it, love. You have to practice being a bit more social. Static environments will help you though with shyness because you're seeing the same people every day. You'll start to be a bit more comfortable with them. Isn't there always going to be one that always cares more than the other? I think so. I think it still depends on like the season of life that you're in. But I'm not questioning whether or not that is an actual outcome. It's more so why is that what you're focused on? It's like a very insecure focus. Like secure people probably don't think that way. They don't think like who loves who more. They're not measuring that. They're measuring reciprocity, like someone who's also given to the relationship, right? But not like tit for tat, like who loves who more. Do you think a woman should follow certain rules like refraining from telling you feelings? Um, I mean, I don't agree with that rule, but it depends what kind of rule you're talking about. Yeah, that's a top five quality. I'm done having kids. He has to be okay with that if he has none. Okay. Okay. See, I don't think that's a problem for you though, right? Like with your age, I don't think anyone's expecting you to have kids. So considering your age, I think that's already filtering for men who already are okay with not having kids. That's more like a concern with a woman who's like, in a different season of life, not wanting to have more kids. You ever see women on like a dating app? It was like they're like 45 or something, being like, "I'm not sure if I want more kids." The fuck do you mean not sure? A little late in the game to be like you're not sure. I don't think it's up to you anymore to be honest. Them eggs are scrambled. It's I hop in that belly. Them eggs are scrambled. How do you know that he loves you? How does he treat you? Yeah, how does he treat you? That's important. Consistently. How does he treat you consistently? What about a non-social introvert and dating apps is a mess? You're in the pickle, love, because you have to be so like people are so we're social animals. Like you have to kind of dissect why you aren't social because people are social. It's in us. It's like a fish that doesn't swim. People are social. You're probably not social because you're reinforcing not being social. People are on these phones, these damn phones, as they say, right? On these phones 24/7 in digital communities, right? So you have to be social. You're trying to solve a social problem without socializing. Understand that. Dating problems are really social problems, and you're trying to solve a social problem without being social. Does not work. So you are putting yourself in a situation where you have to meet someone digitally. That can work, but you're likely not gonna have a good time. Dating apps are not known for having a bunch of quality people on them. You need to figure out what social spaces smart and funny. Join like take an improv class. You're gonna be smart and funny in an improv class. A lot of white people. So if that's not your cup of tea, it will be you and maybe three other people of color in there. But that may be enough. CC still dating like she's 25, right? Do you think one gender settles more than the other? No, I think that both genders settle for different reasons, to be honest with you. Women talk about it more because women are more sensitive to the concept of settling, right? Men settle too, they just don't talk about it. What is this? Again, people, if you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, you can request up and I will solve your issue, all right? I've been told he really likes me, but the consistency is high and low. Okay. I think a man takes it slow when he really likes you. That's directionally accurate. Not all the time, though. But to your point, some clients who I work with, male clients, when they really like a woman, they are terrified of messing things up, and that tends to manifest as them being more slow and calculated. You can still have kids at 45. Some women don't have menopause until well in their 50s. I get it, Maggie. Maggie, I was making a joke. This is partially entertainment. So just making a joke, love. I'm aware. Husband of 16 years moved out a month ago and wants to come get things. He has a lot of clothes. Why? Okay. Are you asking he wants to come get his clothes? And why? I would assume because he ran out of shit to wear. He wants his clothes. Why are we making it more complicated than that? I'm 31, still trying to figure out if I can date someone with kids or not. I don't have kids/pets. I got you. It's gonna be tough though at your age, because most people have busted quite a few nuts by then, fortunately. Wait, so back to the dancer combo. Do you think a secure man will be okay with it knowing it's a job? Molly, I'm a secure man. I don't want to think about you shaking that ass on stage. Don't want to think about those cheeks clapping in an old guy's face. Mm-mm. Now, there will be some men that are okay with it, but I'm going to tell you here, love. You're not going to find many. Because you got to understand, it's already a small pool, and then you also have to factor in, you have to also want him. That's a small pool. That's a small, small pool. Not impossible, certainly not probable. Do you think men are capable of being faithful? Yes. Um, 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 um. People are complicating finding matches from both sides. That's true. That's not the only variable, though. People complicate it, but it's also harder now for a multitude of different reasons. Having kids later in age increases a lot of genetic risk. Would not recommend. Right. Why do pretty women orbit and then act cold when you speak to them? In what way are they orbiting? I need like more context. Girl broke up with me. She said I am overly jealous because she didn't want to show combos with men. Yeah, I think she was probably playing you, Bucko. How long were y'all together? Crystal, I see you requested, but love, you've already had 2 calls, so you will now have to book a coaching call. You get a 2 call max on this live. Hello. Hello. Whoever that was had a dry mouth. Did you hear their lips part? It was made that sound. Need you to hydrate, whoever you were. I didn't like that. It sounded disgusting. Go brush your teeth. Made me thirsty. Shit. How do you book? This icon right here, there's a button. It looks like it below. Hit that. Shoot me a message, and I'll send you a link to book. All right. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Yep. Sorry, the invite stuff was a mistake, I guess.
Wasn't that the one saying that she was antisocial? I believe you. I believe you now. Got some work to do, love. I suggest you to book a call as well. We can work on that social skills a little bit, because that's going to be very important. Because what I just experienced, that's going to be a big liability. Hello. Okay. Marina, what's going on? Hello.
Hello.
What's up, man?
Yo, bro.
Yo.
How you doing?
Good, good. What can I do for you?
So basically, okay, for number one, excuse the accent, I'm from London.
You're good.
So basically, there's this girl who I met back in January. And it started off like, it was just sex. So like, she said she wanted something casual. I was like, yeah, bet. I'm your guy. Then after a while, she goes and says, oh, like, how come you never take me on a date or something, yeah? Then I'm like, okay, I didn't know you were feeling me like that. So, took on a couple of dates, all good. Things going really well. But then basically today, which is actually funny, this life popped up because I was like, this is a coincidence. But basically today, I was like, because things have been going so well over the past like 3 months, I told her today that I loved her and she ain't say it back.
Yikes.
So, I'm just not sure where to go from here, if you get me.
What did she like? Did she say anything, or did she like run away?
Yeah. Well, like we were out, we were having our coffee somewhere.
Right.
We're talking. I said it to her, and she was like, "Oh yeah, oh my god, like you're so cute, like that's so sweet. I didn't realize that you feel me like that." And then she didn't say it back. But then I said to her, I was like, "Listen, I'd rather you just don't say it back than lie." So
Right.
fair enough. But
Right.
I would say her reaction was good.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm just not sure where to go from here.
Okay. So you want to be with her?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. How'd you meet her?
In the gym.
And you said that she wanted something casual, right?
Yeah, from the start, yeah.
Gotcha. How long was her last relationship?
Before this one, it was a year.
So a year ago, she was in a relationship.
Well, then, would you mean my last relationship or her last relationship?
Her last relationship. How long ago was her last relationship?
Her last relationship was, I think, October last year. So, talking like 7-8 months ago.
Okay. Do you know how long they were together?
About a year.
Do you know why it ended?
Yeah, she ended it with him because apparently he didn't treat her very nice.
Okay. But you don't have any kind of specifics?
Not really, no. I don't think she likes to speak about it.
Okay. What gives you the impression she doesn't like to speak about it?
Like, I've tried to bring it up a couple of times and she says one or two things about it and then like changes subject kind of thing.
That's telling.
Yeah.
That's telling. May mean that it's still unresolved emotionally.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Which is probably why she is likely emotionally unavailable.
But does that mean, like, from your experience, that there's no potential for something?
It's just very low odds. I can't say with absolute certainty, but it don't look good. So there's a reason why she was looking for casual at first.
Yeah.
Right? So at what point did the dynamic shift, at least when you're in, to where like you started taking her seriously?
Well, because we were casual for maybe like, let's say 2 months. And then she comes out and she says to me, "Oh, how come you never take me on any date or something?"
Right.
So then I was like, "Oh, okay, I didn't know you were feeling me like that."
You said that to her?
Sorry?
You said that to her, that sentence?
No, I didn't. I was just, at the time, I was like, okay, yeah, but... take her out, and I took her on like nice dates. We go to like dinners and stuff,
Right.
little spa days, everything.
Okay.
Um,
And did you pick up like the cadence of how frequently you see her?
yeah, it's literally been quite consistent, about 2 times a week.
Okay. And that started month 2?
That basically started from when we started dating, yeah.
So you were seeing each other 2 times a week from the very beginning?
Maybe not, maybe like once a week when we were casual,
Okay.
and then after the casual, it was about 2 times a week.
What do you mean after the casual? What do you consider after the casual? Because you're still
Like
casual.
yeah, like I mean, like when we actually started going out to like dinners and stuff like that. Like
Okay.
actual rather than like her
Give
coming
give
to
me
my
give me a
place.
time give me a timeline. Like what point did you start seeing each other more frequently?
So we met in January, and we're keeping it casual, like just sleeping with each other since then. And then I would say from like beginning of March is when we started like actually dating.
Going on dates.
Yeah,
How frequently do y'all go out on dates?
like every week.
Doing what?
And whatever we do, like everything: coffee dates, walks in the parks, out to dinner, spa dates, go on road trips, everything.
Wait, so y'all been together since January?
Since March, but since January, we've been sleeping with each other since January, but then actually dating since March.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, she's just not emotionally available, bro. That's all this is.
Yeah, I get it.
If she's sleeping with you consistently, how old are you two?
So I'm 28, she's 24.
Yeah, 24-year-old. Unless she was big bop, baby bop, boppity bop, 304. Unless she's like big bop energy, the way women are wired, sleeping with one man that consistently is gonna do it.
Yeah,
It's gonna make them fall. So considering that she's not, would strongly suggest that she is not emotionally available. That doesn't mean that she doesn't feel anything for you, but that does mean that she's keeping herself. She doesn't want to admit it, and she's keeping herself from fully investing. So it's almost as if she wants the experience of a relationship without actually admitting that that's what this is. 6 months of consistently seeing someone, like if you have the capacity for loving them, you probably love them by that point.
yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah. So it's up to you, man. But when people who are emotionally unavailable, they can do quite bad things to sabotage the connection. So if I were in your shoes, I would just see it for what it is, and if you can't handle it, just remove yourself. Don't try to convince yourself that like, oh, we'll just keep it casual. Pandora's box has already been opened.
Yeah,
You can't go backwards now. You're already
Yeah.
emotionally invested. So like either shit or get off the pot. It's like either we're gonna be together, or if we can't, I gotta get going. But I wouldn't stay here because that's how you'll end up getting hurt.
okay. Basically, I have to protect my own energy. Okay. All right, what are you?
All right, bro. Best of luck to you.
All right, thanks for the advice, bro.
Absolutely, G. Take care. That was a good question. Again, if you want your 1 hour coaching call, there was more we can unpack with that gentleman, but can't do it everything in this live. But this icon right here, there's a button that looks like it at the bottom of the screen. Hit that, shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. Okay. But yeah, that's something I would leave. That's something I would leave for sure. What do y'all think about that one, chat? What do y'all think about that call? Y'all think he's cooked, or you think that it's possible to work out? What do y'all think? Let her go. Definitely a bye, Felicia. Do all casualties end like that? The only way to play it is you would have to like draw a line in the sand. I've had a lot of clients draw a line in the sand. Some it works in their favors, others it ends the connection. It's like a Hail Mary. But he would have to let her know, like, either we're going to be together or not. So what do you want to do? Like, force her to decide. I don't think she's ready to let it go. Right. Right. Literally why I broke with my ex. Right. Possible to work out, but set that line in the sand, like Coach said. Right. That line in the sand, that's my Hail Mary approach for like situations like this. There's a lot of ambiguity, but there shouldn't be ambiguity anymore, right? Like, okay, we've been together long enough. Draw that line. Let them know. We're either doing this or we're not. Not in like an ultimatum-y kind of way, just like in a loving way. I've enjoyed this. I would like to continue, but, you know, to protect myself, it's like, either we do it or we don't. And if we don't, no harm, no foul, wish you the best. But I'm definitely getting up out of here. And you see what happens, see what they decide. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Well, it always works. Because you shouldn't want to force someone to be in a relationship, but you need to force them to decide. So which part wins? Does their fear win, or does their desire to be with you win? Which part of them wins? Which part of them wins? She's into him because she initiated their dating phase. Yeah, the behavior is the tell. She definitely likes this guy. She definitely likes this guy. But no woman in her early 20s can keep that casual facade going while sleeping with one person. And if they are, they're a severe outlier. Your average woman, she's falling. Average woman's falling. So this whole casual shit, it's like, it's a farce. It's a lie. I just made a video today that's performing well about anxious attachers. I had a client. Yeah, he's falling too, right? Because men is similar, especially if you got a good personality. That's what does it for us. Like, we're sexually attracted to you and you got like a really good personality and you validate us, which is a big one. Like, make us feel like men in your presence. Yeah, over a long enough time, like, yeah, men will fall too. Men will fall too. Many men have failed for the bop. Present company included. Guilty. I said, oh, I like her. No. Right? It happens. But, you know, I just made a video talking about like anxious attachers, right? It was a client I had who was anxiously attached. And he wanted casual, right? He was dealing with this woman casually. And he found himself just constantly being anxious. He was like, I'm just anxious all the time. I'm trying to figure out how to deal with it. And I was like, what do you like about this girl? And he started to describe what he likes about her. And one thing he described he really liked about her. She would come over to his house, and when she arrived, she would say, I'm home. He was like, hey, I'm home, right? That's how she would announce her presence. And he really liked that because he owned his own crib, right? And I told him there's a couple of things that stand out about this. One, if you were really desired casual connections, you wouldn't be anxious. Two, you also wouldn't like somebody coming to your house saying, I'm home. Because that's her signaling authentic, genuine connection that has depth. You liking that is revealing. It reveals that you actually do want a connection with depth. You don't want to be casual with somebody. You're a lover boy. You don't want to be casual. You're only choosing a casual connection because your anxiety has caused you to sabotage your past possible connections. So you're settling for what you think is the next best thing, which is a casual connection. And he was like, you're right. I'm like, yeah, you do want a relationship. You do want a wife. You do want kids. So you should put yourself in alignment with that. And stop wasting your time, wasting everybody's time with casual connections, because he even chose to deal with Shorty because he thought he could be casual with her. And I'm like, if you're anxiously attached, being casual is damn near impossible. You're not built for it. You're not built for it. Okay? So if you're like him, this icon right here, hit that button below, shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. Let's get you on a 1 hour coaching call, all right? Coach, I have a date on Friday. Don't want it to feel like an interview. Then don't ask a bunch of questions. Like, have fun. Make statements. Make statements. Thoughts on dating a man in jail? I wouldn't do it. You know, I wouldn't suggest that. How would you date him? You mean talk to a man in jail? I don't know if you could date him. Y'all going out to the yard? Where y'all going? I was wondering if you could, gratify me with your presence. Come with me to the yard. If you happen to be free this weekend around 1 p.m. Eastern time, we're having ramen noodles with ramen noodle cake and ramen noodle water to drink. And I'm going to set a ramen noodle on fire so it is a candle. That's what you want? Nah. What we doing? All these free men out here? Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? Don't do that, love. Don't do that. I'm calling you right now off of my ramen noodle phone. Everything's ramen noodles in prison. Let me see. But yeah, I wouldn't, the biggest thing why I wouldn't do it, love, I had a homeboy who, he was in prison for like 13 years or something like that. I was friends with him in high school. And the last woman he dated before getting locked up, about 2 years before he got locked up, they reconnected. And he would like travel to go see her, and she would travel and go see him and everything like that. They would have ramen noodle dates, everything I just said. Then she gained a lot of weight at the time because of said ramen noodle diet that she was on. So she would make like these Facebook statuses bragging about the guy, right? He was a very attractive dude. Looks like Dave East, tall, light-skinned guy. She was not attractive. She lost all of her attributes. All of the sonic rings got knocked out of Shorty very quickly out of high school. All her stats dropped. Does not look good at all. At all. But I even had this coach in mind back then. Back then, I still was thinking about things the same way I think about it now. I was like, well, I don't think he likes this girl for real. I think he's been in prison for 13 years, so obviously he's fantasizing about the last woman he was with. And he's probably created this fantasy of how she was the one because that's just the last woman that he touched. But you put him out in an actual environment where there's other women, that fantasy is crushed. Right? Right? That makes sense? That's me like 22 thinking like that. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. So he gets out of prison. She makes this long Facebook status talking about she's going to go get her man, right? Because she's bragging because this is a desirable guy. Like, he had a lot of women in high school. So she picks him up, nurtures him back to health, puts him on a teat, right? Just nurtures him back to health. The moment he regains his strength, the moment Bambi could walk, he walked away. He ended up getting her pregnant, didn't want the baby. She wanted the baby because she wanted the baby to look like him. You know how some women are. They want the accessory. I want a light-skinned baby, right? I want a Jaden. He makes the Facebook status talking about like he's not ready to be a father, right? Complaining about it, but she's keeping the baby, right? Around 6 months later, another woman gets pregnant. He gets another woman pregnant. And he's celebrating this baby. He's celebrating this baby. Couldn't be happier to be the father. Because he didn't want one with her. The moment he was in a situation where he had more access to other women, he left her alone. More of the story is, you want to be very cautious with dating people who are in survival mode or who need you. It's a very dangerous game to play. If they're in survival mode or they need you, they could want you, or they could just want what you do for them. There's really no way of telling. I just made a video on that yesterday. There's really no way of telling, right? Only way of telling is either to put them in a situation where that need is fulfilled, or to not meet the need anyway. Because even the person who's in survival mode will delude themselves. A lot of times it's not malice. There are times where it is malice, but a lot of times they're also deluding themselves. My friend thought he wanted this woman because that's the only woman who was around. Right? He thought he wanted her until he was in a situation that revealed that he did not. This was not someone manipulating the other party. This was someone who genuinely thought he wanted this person until he realized he did not. And by then it was too late. So every man in prison is in survival mode. It will behoove you not to entertain it, but you do what you want. All right, who else we got? We got Sarah in the building. Sarah, what's up? Sarah, are you there? She didn't mean to come up.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to request
Okay,
help.
you're
I'm
good.
on a walk.
You're good.
I'm listening to you guys.
All right,
So I
I'll take
guess
you
my
down.
phone just hit whatever.
You're good. I'll take you down.
Thank you.
I also get the implementation package, Sarah. Get the implementation package. Walk your ass to the implementation package, Sarah. Get that today. Lock it in. Who else is doing something while they listen to this? I didn't know so many of y'all treat this like a podcast. I've had many people say they just go to sleep at night listening to this live, which makes me feel all warm and bubbly inside. That y'all like watching this so much. Y'all enjoy the corny jokes and the answers to the questions. I do hearing exercise, listen while working. Okay, so a lot of people are like doing things while they listen. Nice. That makes me happy. We may do a podcast at some point. We just gotta figure out the specifics, Figure out the specifics. All right, let's see if we got another caller. Sydney, are you there?
I keep requesting and I did not request.
Okay, you're good, love. You're good.
Apologies.
Apparently, she's a time traveler. Are you in the 60s, Sydney? It sounded like you had dinner with Al Capone. What's going on? If we stayed on that call 30 seconds longer, I promise you somebody in the background would have said, "Hey, Toots. Hey, Toots. What brings you out on a fine evening like tonight? Huh?" Where was she calling from? All right, Sydney. All right. Let's see who else we got. She handling some mafia business, right? Explore, what's going on?
Hey, nothing much. Just
Okay. Did she panic? I understand Explorer. I get it. It's like 300 people watching. Panic. Your brain went blank. He had to abort the mission. He had to eject real quick. I get it. I've been there. This takes practice talking in front of so many people with confidence and poise. Okay. Sydney, do you mean it still come up?
Hey.
Is this intentional this time, Sydney?
Yeah.
Okay. All
Not
right.
really. I just wanted to explain myself. Because y'all roasting me. So I'm listening to you on the background working. And I do listen. I have to listen to like instrumental jazz while I'm working.
Okay.
And it was still playing. So.
Okay. All right. I didn't know. I imagined you in like black and white. Just black old timey.
I definitely am from a different time period. People
Okay.
laugh at me all the time because they're like, "What are you listening to?"
Yeah.
But yeah,
There's nothing wrong with it. It created like a very like tranquil vibe in the live, so I like that.
for sure. I didn't know my Apple Music would sync up. So energies, apologies.
You're good, love. You're good. I appreciate the explanation though.
For sure. Have a good one, guys. I'm listening though.
All right. Bye. I don't buy it. I think she's still in the 60s. She just told the band to be quiet. Shh, Al, get them to be quiet real quick. Mr. Capone, get them to be quiet so I can call back in, okay? Did I get that right? Was Al Capone the 60s? Hold on. If that is accurate, then I'm low key a genius. Because I definitely made that up. It's the first. Oh, older. 1920s. All right, cool. That's probably more accurate. 20s. Anyway, that music is from the 40s. Close. Very close. Oh, my clips are ready. For those of you who don't know, I hired a clipper so I can put out more content. And he got more clips ready. So looking forward to posting those. All right. Do we have any more? Okay. Shorty's calling in. Hello.
Wait, I'm driving. I have to come back.
Okay, no worries. I'll take you down.
Okay.
That was a prison girl, right? Hope you're not driving to the prison. You know, a ramen noodle car. Yo. Hello? Okay, Nope. Try somebody else. Come on, we gotta get a caller. My man's calling back in. He must have a follow-up question. Also, guys that have been to prison will always be in survival mode. That's more true than it is false for sure. The ones who don't are more like outliers. It's unfortunate. Because there are a lot of guys who went to prison who are genuinely trying. It's just hard to come back from that. Okay. I think he's going to connect. You're back.
Wait, I don't.
Did you accidentally request again?
Okay.
There we go. What's going on?
Hello.
Hi.
I've never been on live before, so
Welcome.
thank you.
So what's going on? What can I do for you?
Yeah, I was just trying to see your thoughts on dating someone in prison.
My thoughts on dating what?
I keep turning my camera off.
Well, I don't know why.
I don't know why.
Might be glitching on
On
your end.
dating someone in prison.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know why.
is there like more context you wanted to give about that situation?
Yeah. It's a guy. I didn't know he was in prison initially. From his, this is through social media, his Instagram. So we were DMing a little bit, and he ended up telling me the first day that he was in prison and that he would be getting released in a few months.
Mm-hmm.
And this was probably about a month ago, so we've been like talking pretty often, like every night for hours. Yes. I also want to add, I'm not unfamiliar, unfortunately. I actually was dealing with a guy before that was in prison for some years.
Okay.
But I didn't want to deal with anybody else in prison. That was just like a one-time thing.
Right.
And so this guy, like I said, he DM'd me, and then I found out he was in prison. So I just didn't stop talking to him after that.
Why do you think you didn't stop talking to him?
Well, I told him, like, you know, I didn't know you was in there, and I'm not really interested in nothing like that. And he said, okay, but he was still, like, being consistent, texting. And I just started to respond, and then it started, like, having phone conversations after that.
Right. Okay. Do you know what he's in prison for?
He was I don't want to be, like, specific, because this is something with, like, drugs in the airport, something like that. But the sentence is like 2 years.
Okay, so you've been in prison for 2 years.
No, he's been in for 8 months.
Okay, so he's getting out early.
Supposedly.
Gotcha. Prison for 8 months. And what are you looking for? Like a relationship, marriage?
Yeah, I am. The guy I was dealing with before, he's getting released in about 5 months. But we had like an argument, and I decided not to speak to him again because of what was said. So
Okay. Okay, so what was the context with the previous guy?
I would go back and forth to see him in prison. We just did the whole nine. The tattoos, now I'm not sending money. I don't send money. Mm-hmm. The first guy, I kind of fell for him because I was in a vulnerable place when I met him, and he was in a financial place where he was able to help me, and he did. And I kind of got attached off of that. I became like appreciative,
right?
And it just went on from there.
But
it was toxic because we would say things that were disrespectful.
Right. How'd you meet him?
Through my friend, my close friend. She knows him from when he was outside.
Okay. So when you met him, he was free.
No, he wasn't. He was free when my friend met him, but not me.
How did your friend introduce you to somebody in prison?
Well, she's from Chicago, so she knows actually a lot of people in prison. That's not really like rare, especially where she's from. So,
So you were single, and your friend was like, "Girl, I know somebody."
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
She was just like, she was like, "You want to just like talk to my brother? Just talk to him on the phone. You know, you don't have to." At first, I was like, "No, I don't want nobody in prison." But she asked me like a few times after that because he kept calling her and stuff, and I would be in the background. So I'm just like, you know what? Fine, I'll just have a little conversation. Like, it's not gonna hurt.
Right.
And then it turned into a whole thing.
Okay. And he was giving you money from prison.
Yes.
Okay.
The first year, probably like around $6,000.
Okay. And how long did you date him?
Like about 4 years on and off.
And the whole time he was in prison?
Yes.
Did you deal with anybody else in the real world?
The points that we were off, yeah, I did, but it didn't last. It didn't last long, where I couldn't really focus on them.
Okay. So why was it off and on? Like, what would make y'all break up?
The disrespect. Yeah.
Okay. And how long have you been removed from that situation?
We like officially stopped talking. It's only been a couple months, maybe like 3 months ago. But he said something about my daughter. I have a 5-year-old daughter,
Okay.
so
Okay.
can't be forgiven.
So you said that you've been removed from that situation for 5 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I happened to meet this new guy.
Have you dated anyone else in between, like people in the real world?
Yes and no.
Uh huh.
Like I had like a small situation that went on for like 7 months,
Uh huh.
but it was rushed. It was very rushed. I just was craving physical intimacy, so I kind of rushed to be with him, but it wasn't
Right.
good.
How did
I
you-
didn't really like him.
How did you meet him?
He was a family friend. Yeah, he's a family friend. Like we kind of like knew each other as kids, and then he moved away, and then he ended up moving back to where I live, and then we kind of just reconnected.
Gotcha. Okay. Your child's father. How long were you with him?
I was with him probably like 3 years. When
Okay.
I was 19, 18, we met, and we broke up when I was like 21.
Okay. How did that end?
That ended. I was hurt. I wasn't happy about it, but
Right.
it took me some time to get over it. But I completely got over it. Now we're just friends.
How
But
how were you hurt?
like, what happened? How was I hurt? I don't want to be specific,
Okay.
but he was living a double life. Like he's young too. He was only 20. I was 19, so he just wasn't being 100% about what he actually wanted as far as sexual preferences.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it kind of ended. It was very messy. It was,
It was a very painful of an experience.
yeah. I would say so. Yeah.
Is that the last serious relationship you've been in?
Yes, a physical, yeah. Other than the guy in prison. I could call that a relationship.
Okay. Okay.
I could do that.
So how old are you now?
I'm 25.
25.
Turned 25 in February.
Okay. And in that previous relationship you had with your child's father, how would you describe y'all's connection? Like, were you clingy in that relationship?
Yeah, I was. We was together every day. Yeah,
Okay.
I was.
Okay. Okay. Here's what I think is happening. I think that you got hurt profoundly in that first relationship. And what you're doing now is preventing that pain by unconsciously selecting for men who can't possibly get that close to you and hurt you again. And the way that's happening is you're dating men who are in prison.
Right.
Because
Okay.
if that was the case, you would have just like by happenstance just came across somebody in the real world who you also could have connected with. You're selecting for people who you can't get that close to. Right? So you're selecting for men who are ultimately emotionally unavailable or just unavailable in general. They can't be a threat if they can't be around you. The guy that you dealt with recently because you were looking for physical intimacy, you're doing the same thing there, right? You got with a guy who you could have got with a guy who you liked. But you didn't. You got with someone you didn't like so that you can keep the person at bay so they couldn't hurt you.
I can see that.
Right. So if these people were to get out, right, and be in a relationship with you, you will find a way to sabotage that as well because you don't really want to be close to anybody. That's assuming everything you're saying is accurate and that you're not lying to me.
No, why is they saying I'm lying? I'm not lying.
People do that on live sometimes. They just want attention, so they'll come up here and lie. But if you're telling the truth, like that's the situation.
Which part would be unbelievable? I feel like it's all.
No, I mean that's what they're saying. Like you
Yeah.
haven't said anything to me that really like signals a lie. But you're obviously an attractive woman, so a lot of women date men who are in prison because it's their way of getting men who are more attractive than what they can get in the real world. right?
Right.
So that's not your situation. So your situation is likely that you are emotionally unavailable yourself and avoiding pain.
I think so too. Because dating guys outside, I push them away very quickly. But the ones, well, at least these two, from what I can see, I keep them close. So.
Right, right. So yeah, that's the problem you have to solve for, love. I hope you do solve it. Because this is not an ideal situation, all right?
All right. Thank you.
All right, dear. You take care.
You too.
All right, chat, what we thinking? So a lot of people say lie. I get why y'all say lie because she agreed a bit too quickly with my assessment. There wasn't like a space to be like, there wasn't one of those moments. It was just, she agreed a little too quickly than what I'm used to. So it doesn't guarantee lying, but it doesn't bode well. But so the directions you can go there is like maybe she's self-aware. Well, I don't think that's the case, Jody. I don't think that's the case. But it could be lying, or it could be just like, I'm not really taking in what's being said right now. I hope so, though. I hope she took in what's being said, because that definitely is a situation. I was talking to a young lady yesterday on a coaching call who she realized that she was selecting for, you're just shy? Okay, love. She realized that she was selecting for men who were also unavailable because she was avoidantly attached. So she was avoidantly attached, and so she came to me saying, I think like she thought that she had like low self-esteem. So she thought that she had to take a break from dating so that she could work on herself because she thought that she had like body image issues, low self-esteem. When we got deeper into the conversation and I saw the pattern she had with her relationships, I was like, oh, you're just avoidantly attached. And because she was like, well, I think my low self-esteem is causing me to select men who aren't good enough. So I don't really hold boundaries. My boundaries aren't that strong. So I just allow men who aren't that great into my space and get access to my energy. And I was like, well, if your boundaries aren't that strong, it wouldn't guarantee that you meet men who aren't good enough. Like, you would also meet men who are good enough. What's keeping the men who are good enough at bay, right? What's preventing them from connecting with you? You get my logic there? So I end up telling her, you're just avoidantly attached. You don't want true intimacy, so you're selecting for men who you know aren't going to be good enough. Because if they're not good enough, you're not going to take them seriously. And you're making sense of it by telling yourself that it's because of your low self-esteem. That's not it. That's not it. You're afraid of intimacy. So you're unconsciously making sure that you won't have to experience it. And then this whole idea of like, oh, I have to take a break from dating so that I can work on myself, again, is still the avoidant attachment. It's still trying to find a way for you to avoid intimacy. Now it's trying to get you to avoid intimacy by telling you to take a break. So this stuff can be very tricky. That's why you should get your 1-hour coaching call. This icon right here, hit that button below, shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. If you already gotten your coaching call, make sure you get your implementation package, all right? Let's see what else we got. Yep, my avoidance does that to convince me not to date. Gigi, you say you're fearful avoidant, right? Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, thanks, and you?
Good, good. What can I do for you?
So, I had a question. I've been dating this guy for a month. I think last week he asked me to be his girlfriend officially, but I said that I still need to process it, and I'll get back to him. And he asked me why. And then I said that I just need time to process things. I don't like to give answers immediately, especially if I have to enter into a serious relationship. And it's also because it's still early, it's only been a month, so.
Okay. So, what's your question here?
So my question is, how long does it take what does it take for me to actually consider him as my boyfriend?
You said it's been a month, right?
Yes.
Okay. What do you like about him?
He's sorry.
This isn't good.
So what do I like about him? He is
He is what? The looks of it, he is soon to not be your boyfriend. Because this wasn't a trick question, love. Are you having a hard time finding things you like?
he is someone who is responsible and takes initiative and provides and leads as well. I like that about him. He is someone who wants to help me to become the better version of myself. And he is well informed of things, so he's someone that I could learn from as well. And yeah, I like how he makes me feel safe and taken care of.
Right.
And yeah.
Right. So, yeah, that's how long do you follow me?
Yes, I do.
How long have you been watching me on these lives?
I came across you for the last 2 weeks.
Okay. Have you heard me
But
talk? Have you heard me talk about Spark and safety?
No, I'm not active on TikTok, so I just started actively listening to you for like only twice.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So how did you meet him?
We met at a restaurant. So, yeah, I saw him, and yeah, he was just waving at me, and I waved at him back. And then later on, I wasn't paying attention when I was about to leave with my friend.
Right.
And then he came to say hi and was asking for my number. And then I asked him, like, what is he gonna do with it? And then that's when he said that he wanted to take me out, and he'll message me, and he'll make a plan.
Right.
Yeah, and then I was open to it because it was nice, and yeah.
Okay. How many times have you seen him in the past month?
Probably, how many times? Probably about 3 times a week. 3 times a week.
3 times a week.
Yes.
Have y'all slept together?
Yes.
Okay.
After a month, only once.
Why are y'all seeing each other 3 times a week? Was that your idea?
The times that he has seen me, I would say for the first 2 to 3 weeks, yes, we did go out on a date, and then some days he would just fetch me from work and then just drop me home.
So how many dates have y'all gone on?
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. For about 5 to 6 dates.
Okay.
Yes, because there was this 1 week.
Okay. I don't need a story. You got 5 to 6 dates. Okay.
Yes.
So what you are describing is someone who probably makes sense on paper, but you don't really like the experience of.
I'm starting to. That's why
You're starting to
I'm
what?
not sure. I'm starting to like him. I didn't want to kind of like make decisions under emotions. Initially, when I started meeting him, I wanted to kind of like make a decision with a clear mind, and not because, okay, I just like how he makes me feel or I just like spending time with him, but kind of like thinking about what you asked me, okay, what is that I like about him?
Yeah.
And
The red flag is you had a hard time answering that question.
is that so?
Yes. And then everything that you listed was things that made you feel safe, not desire.
I'm not sure.
And correct me if
Not
I'm
sure
wrong,
what
but
you're saying.
like if I was talking to a woman who was in, I like, he makes me laugh. I just enjoy my time with him. He's like my best friend. He's so much fun, right? You said he pays for things, he leads, he makes you feel safe. That's what you said.
Yes. I mean, he does make me laugh as well.
No, but why didn't you say that then? When I asked you what you like about him, why didn't you say he makes you laugh?
I think I must have missed it because maybe I was nervous or something.
Okay.
It was not the first thing that is at the top of my mind that, okay, like he makes me laugh, because
Right.
it's not something that is like valuable to me. Anyone can make me laugh, so depends on the person, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
How long have you been single?
Every week.
No, how long have you been single?
Or how long have I been single? For the past 2 to 3 years.
Okay. How long was your last relationship?
It was a year.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
How did your last relationship end?
The guy that I was with was younger than me, and he was like, there was no like direction in the relationship. And also I didn't like the way that he treated me. When he went back home during the holidays, yeah, he was very immature. So that's when I told myself that I will not, there's no way I can be able to continue in the relationship with someone who's immature, whom I can't have proper conversations when I'm not happy or something, or when something feels a bit off between us, and it's even difficult to be able to talk about it and come to kind of like a bottom line. It's just only superficial. So yeah.
Okay. How many relationships have you been in?
It's been 3 relationships.
What's your longest relationship?
It was 2 years, 2 years and a half, 2 years. That was like 6 years ago.
Okay. So it was like your early 20s?
Yes.
And why did that relationship end?
The guy went into a different province, so I couldn't do long distance relationship.
Gotcha. Okay. So, I mean, what question do you have for me?
So I just wanted to know Like, what does it take for me to consider him my boyfriend?
What do you mean, what does it take? I can't answer that question for you, love. I'm not you, right? But I can tell you, nothing you've said so far is promising. I think that you were with an insecure, I think you were with an insecure person, not insecure, but an immature person previously. And then you were like, I'll never do that again. So then you selected for a guy who was more mature.
Yes.
But it doesn't
that's
sound
true.
like you like him a lot. It sounds like he just has a quality that your previous boyfriend did not have. And you're trying to force yourself to like this person. But it doesn't sound like you do. Or else you wouldn't be coming on this live asking me to tell you what to do. It would be obvious.
I think I'm nervous because I mean it's been a while since I was in a relationship, and I'm just like I'm not sure like how to make a decision. That's why I came to ask the question.
The thing is, if you wanted to be with the person, you wouldn't need to do all of this mental gymnastics.
And also, I don't want to make a decision based on emotions.
Okay, you got to stop saying that. I heard you the first time. But like, it doesn't sound like there's a lot of emotions even at play here.
So how do I go about it?
You can date him for like another month to see if anything develops. But right now, it does not sound like a person that you actually like. I'm not convinced. It just sounds like someone you want to like. Because they probably match what you say you wanted. You probably have this idea of a guy in your head, especially after your previous relationship. And then this guy seems like he matches that. But you don't feel the way you thought you would feel when you encounter someone like that. So you're conflicted. And you're trying to logic yourself into the connection.
That's true.
Right. So, if you're not feeling it a month in after seeing him with this much frequency, then it's likely not going to occur. I'm not saying that you have to be ready for a relationship right now, or that you should be ready for a relationship right now with knowing him just a month. But you should feel like things are heading in that direction emotionally for yourself. And it doesn't sound like it is.
They are. That's why I'm asking, because
Well, if you feel like you're growing in a connection with him, then the solution would be you need more exposure. So then there would be to date him longer. Give him another month. See what happens.
okay, I'll try that.
Okay. Come back a month from now and let me know how it goes, all right?
Okay, thank you.
All right, love. You take care. That one's tricky just because of the delay of giving me an answer, which is probably just a language barrier. So got to give her grace on that. But it's possible. That's why this stuff can be complicated, man, because you could get someone who you're mostly compatible with, who's mostly a safety guy, but you can have just enough chemistry that it can grow over time. That does happen. Look at like arranged marriages and things of that nature. People can grow to be fond of you. It's just some people are not open to it, or the connection dies before it gets to that point. But we'll see in a month. We'll see in a month if that's actually her situation. What do y'all think? Y'all think she's cooked? I know my chat tends to be a bit more pessimistic. Cooked? That don't work in the States? It does, Danny. It's just rare. But it does. Like, it doesn't work on like a dating app contest. Hell no. More time will reveal. Right. She needs to keep dating. I agree. Because she seemed to be like pretty set on the fact that emotionally she's getting there. He's arrived there faster than she has. But he's doing a little bit too much. Guys, you don't want to do all that shit that he's doing because you can change the dynamic to one of utility. Remember I told you, don't date people who need you because they'll convince themselves they like you because they don't want to feel like the bad person who's just dealing with someone because they need them. So they'll rationalize the connection. He's doing too much, meaning like you want to give value based on the phase of the relationship that you're in. When you're early phase, you don't want to be solving people's problems. This is for my fellas, because fellas tend to do this. Women do it too, but I'm talking to my guys right now. You don't want to be the useful guy who's just doing things left and right. You can give value, and you certainly can build up to that, but you don't want to open the floodgates with that shit early on because you change the dynamic to where you change the dynamic from desire to utility. You start the relationship one that's predicated on desire, and then you try to be Mr. Useful Man and earn love so much that now you change the dynamic to one of utility. And they start seeing you as utility, what you can do for them, right? And it's not malice on the woman's end. You created that dynamic yourself because you came in trying to solve any and all of her problems, right? You have to have some discernment there. Like if I'm dating a woman and it's an emergency situation, I'll help out if it's an emergency situation, right? Not too many. If you start stacking those emergency situations, it's going to be a different situation. All right. But anyway, I got a call coming up, people. So I got to dip out. Remember, you want your 1 hour coaching call. This icon right here, hit that button below. Shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. Okay. If you want to see the replays of these lives, go on YouTube. Link in the description, well, link in bio. Name on YouTube is at The Signal Dating. You can find it there. What else? Yeah, that's it. Appreciate the mods, appreciate the chat. I will see you all tonight. Janny, just DM me and I'll share all the information with you.